Rotten Death Cheese. Max Creeps Nein album review. As shrunk Green Day fans, Guns N' Roses fans, and a multitude of other fan bases were getting so hyped up for this project. We were kind of thinking it was going to be a network style side project that seemingly contained members of 12 plus different bands. Amazing, talented bands. And it was going to be the music headline of the century. The greatest rock and roll story ever told! Max Creeps come back from the dead for one last album. And then we heard Maximum Bullcrap in that lead single. Don't even remember what it was called. And both GNR and Green Day message boards quickly moved on to what they do year round. Speculate on the next big thing. I've got invisible potion here. It's poison invisible potion. It didn't kill me. Burn it down was awful. As proved by the fact that even with every celebrity on the planet posting about this, only 13,000 people have streamed it on Spotify. And I'd say 87% of them hated it. Didn't really sound like Guns N' Roses or Green Day, and it's really just Duff from GNR and Kurt Bloch of Nothing You've Ever Heard Before. Is there anything better on this album than Burn It Down? Let's dig in. Do you recognize this man? We've got to find him. Summer of Fun sounds Omega 3000 times better than Burn It Down, to be sure, but devolves into the repetitive and derivative and dreaded list style song. You know the type. The singer just lists things repetitively. You get the idea. The best compliment that I can give this song is that the instrumental portion of it do sound like the early punk rock days of the Smash Mouth, and that's pretty epic. Just get these vocals off of the top of them. They're starting to smell like rotten death cheese. Ugh. These vocals are horrific. You gotta make this video as bad as this album. Your days are numbered. Finds this pattern repeating with a strong instrumental and a decent vocal melody that derails halfway through the song and becomes another mantra of incomprehensible screaming and repeating the same words over and over again. It's like they just gave up. Like they wrote like a few clever lines and then they just said F. Oh! This is the absolute worst thing that Green Day have attached their name to. There is no way they had anything to do with the production of this album. I guess they're just friends with Duff or Kurt Bloch, because I would have a hard time putting my stamp on this piece of trash. And oh man, I couldn't live with myself if I put my stamp on this record, and I could definitely use the money. I can't even afford a microphone that plugs into anything. This isn't wireless. This is just broken. Help me. I had to climb into a poop sewer near the center of the album to find an actual highlight, but here we are with Citywide Poop, actually spelled S-H-I-T, on the actual album listing, and it really has a rip-roaring guitar, a really nice solo and backing vocals that do actually have a little bit of a Green Day flavor to them. With just that little bit of Green Day inflection, this one kind of rocks compared to the rest of the album.
Don't bite your dog. What about your face?
Hey. The next track opens up with Oscar the Grouch smashing his brains into some garbage cans. And party anthem sings of a better world where masks are a thing of the past and parties are the new present. It's not very original. It's a hopeful message, but one that could easily be confused by either side of the donkey and the elephant BS. Compared to all the musical Bloch, sewage and poop spreading all around this song, this one's all right. Trying here, people. This sucks. Get a Life takes a hard right towards Ramones world, and that's a place that I like to be. Have you heard of a hardcore band called Tendencies? Do you like it when your mom brings you Pepsis instead of like taking you to the mental institution and institutionalizing you and leaving you there forever until you die? So, you may have heard The Internet Kill Me before. The album ends with an over 4-minute song. It's 4 minutes of torture as I try to stay focused on the album at hand. But the music, the lyrics, the delivery, the sewage poop drowning me in the abysmal abyss, it's horrific. And I find myself preferring to actually be quartered and cut up rather than hearing this complete musical and wordish gibberish that is unpleasant in sound and all around. No pleasure can be found. The torture in my brain confounds. It's unclear if Max Creeps is/are a joke or a parody, but that's part of the problem. If I knew that this was a joke band, I could process what I'm hearing a little bit differently. Maybe even a little bit more positively. But the rollout of this freaky side project combined with what the music actually sounds like, Duff had to know that the world wasn't going to like this. So why the massive joke with all the big name celebrities being in on it? It just doesn't, something doesn't add up. I did get a little bit of enjoyment out of it. Citywide Poop, Buy Something Every Day, and Get a Life are somewhat enjoyable punk rock ditties. But even they cannot shake off the maggots surrounding them, feeding on a never-ending sea of the most tasteless, vapid punk rock music I've ever freaking heard. Amber Heard. Even if you're being snide and mischievous, you need some sort of depth. I mean, Johnny Depth. Be it creative or rebellious, this just misses the mark that it shoots for across the entire sewer. It's one nasty, disgusting album, and one that I'm glad I didn't buy on an 8-track or a cassette or whatever sewage garbage they're recording this crap on. It's absolute gutter poop. You see what the channel's called? I've listened to just about every major release in 2022 so far, and this has to be one of the worst. Not just for 2022, but this is one of the worst albums I've ever heard, people. I'm giving 9 by Max Creeps a 1.6 out of 5. A third of the album didn't make my ears bleed or have me rubbing poop on my face for relief. So those 3 songs were something. 1.6 out of 5. I really got sick listening to this. Check out those 3 songs and get the heck out of the sewer, man. Put some pants on. Get out of the sewer. Please run away. Go listen to some Guns N' Roses or Green Day or Sum 41 or even Wrestlers singing would be better than this. Please, God, make this album stop.